Welcome to Peter and Roughie's Football Show, your daily fix of football chat on STV. The main talking points tonight on the programme: Rangers hit the front in the race for the championship with a 4-0 win over Dumbarton, but the manager Mark Warburton is far from happy with the constant questioning about his links with Fulham. Anthony Stokes has been suspended for 2 weeks by Celtic for his Twitter rant, and Hearts have extended the contracts of two key players for them, Igor Rossi and also Arno Djum. And finally, Gary Neville is the new manager of Valencia. Just a few of the talking points. Alan Ruff and myself, Peter Martin, will be discussing with our boot-room guest tonight. It's Morton's Alex Samuel. Delighted to have him along with us. And we might have a wee special surprise later on. I'm not going to tell you what it is, Ruffy, just at this moment. Let's cut to the chase of the championship, which Alex's team are heavily involved in. Rangers, 3-point advantage with that 4-0 win over Dumbarton last night.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance of them slipping up, particularly at home, although it did take them the second half to convincingly win that game. But no, they're back to scoring goals again against the teams at the lower part of the division, and he'll be happy that he's got that 3 points back again. Yeah,
maybe not the most impressive first half, but in the second half, clinical.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows that once Rangers are on fire, you know, there are players in that team who will score goals. You know, I think the only chance you've got is if you can put them under some kind of pressure and they're not as open as what they usually are. But no, certainly there are no problems at home as far as Rangers are concerned.
Yep, and 4-0 is a scoreline you're familiar with, Alec, when you come up against Rangers.
Yeah, obviously they had that early goal, the early penalty, and then when they had the early goal, they just rampaged really, and can really see how they are, you know, top of the table, and they're different. The Hibs and Rangers are probably the two outclassed of the league, so you know, they're a fantastic team when we played them. Yeah,
obviously the bonus for your manager Jim Duffy is getting you on loan from Swansea. What's the main difference that you've noticed coming from playing in the under-20s in England to the Scottish Championship?
I think it's a lot more physical. You're coming up against some really strong centre-backs, so you have to kind of adapt, try and think of a different game plan to maybe running behind rather than come to feet. But I would say with Swansea under-21s, it's more of a technical side to it, but here, you know, it's real football, first team football, and that's exactly what I need at the moment.
Yeah, and I was chatting to you earlier. Obviously, you know, a number of players that you would have played with down at Swansea would have had an impact on you. Are there any that really helped you in your development?
Definitely, I think one is Wilfred Boney. He's at Man City now, and he scored last night. He was a great influence on me, because, you know, you would think with players like that who are so high up they wouldn't give you the time of day, but we were doing shooting practices together and he would give you advice. And I mean, you don't want to be standing next to him when he shoots, because his quads, I mean, like they're like tree trunks, the best way I can describe it. So he's a good man, he is.
Yeah, and how difficult is it to get in front of the mirror with Peter McDonald there at Morton? It must be difficult to try and brush your hair when McDonald's there in front of it looking in all the time.
Yeah, no, he's a very good player, and his first touch is fantastic. But as my point of view, I've just got to do the best I can, and every day in training is just put 100% in, and when I get the chances in my games to try and take it. So that's all I can do really, and that's what
I mean, and a lot of people tell us, you know, managers and that young players like yourself, you know, you're at a big club in Swansea, that game time is what it's all about. Do you feel that the more game time you get, the better you're getting?
Definitely, it's all about, as you said, game time and getting that experience, and the more game time you have, your fitness improves, and you just learn different techniques when you go, especially later in the games. You learn to try and manage yourself and try and keep the ball better. So.
Yeah. And some gags are wasted, Roughie. I just thought I'd tell you that just as we move on. What about the overall team? Have you been impressed with certain players on the Morton side? Because suddenly, you know, if we have a look at the championship table, you guys are up there, you know, in a position which I think a lot of people look and think, well, Morton are in the mix for the playoffs.
Well, definitely, I think our aim is just to do every week, every game, just to put a shift in and do our best, you know, and obviously we want to be as high up the table as we can. So we just want to put a shift in and see where we land up, really. But it's great to see Morton that high up the table. You know, it's really good.
You're there till January. Is there potential maybe for you staying to the end of the season?
I'm not sure yet. Obviously, it depends on the two clubs. If Swansea want me back or Morton want me, and it's all about this. It goes behind the curtains, really. But I'm really happy at Morton. I'm really enjoying the football. Really enjoying the experience.
Here's a question that probably takes it a bit on. Would you like to, if you got the chance?
I would do, yeah. I would like to, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good to get an answer from you on that, because Mark Warburton, clearly when asked about Fulham and the link with it, Fulham may well be distancing themselves from the link, over the last 24 hours, but clearly he said it was disrespectful to continually ask him about it now, and it's gathering a bit of pace.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's no. He's been down in Brentford in that neck of the woods. They know exactly what he can do. They know exactly the style of football, and if they really do want him, they will come and take him. And I have to say, although Rangers are a massively big club, every time we speak to a manager, they keep telling us it's all about England. It's all about the Premier or the Championship, and that's where you need to be. So it'll be a massive decision for him, because Rangers are on the up, and as a manager who's obviously been about, I think he would might want to hang about a wee bit longer. Yeah, well,
no disrespect to Mark and his CV, but I think it's still too early.
Possibly. Rangers are a massive club, and we know what it'll be when they get back to where they were, and if the money starts getting thrown about, it's the kind of club you want to be at. You're going to be playing European football eventually, and as a manager, I think although everybody says, it's Rangers and Celtic, I'd love to be a manager of Rangers and Celtic. It looks so exciting, and everything that goes with it, the supporters, the 44,000 supporters, 50,000 supporters, why wouldn't you want to hang about?
Yep. Well, one man who sampled being the manager of Rangers, albeit for a short time, was Stuart McCall. He was talking at the draw for the 4th round of the Scottish Cup yesterday, and he said he's just desperate to get back into management.
But I've had a couple of opportunities to go back in, certainly a wee while ago. My main focus was on the Scottish national side, and obviously we're not going to Euros now. But I would say in the last probably week, 10 days, I've watched a lot of football. I've been down to England and watched games up here, and I've got the enthusiasm, hunger and fire back now, and I'm desperate. That you don't want to be desperate to go in anywhere, but I'm desperate to go into a club where I think I can improve it and get back to do what I do best, really, and be on the football pitch.
Well, Stuart McCall's probably indicative of a number of managers that probably can do a good job. Sometimes you have to wait quite a while. Paul Lambert waited 9 months. Yeah. Mark McGee was on yesterday. He was, 3 years, albeit he's been involved in the national squad. Yeah,
I think you have to have confidence in your own CV, what you've done in the game, because that's what people will be looking at when they're looking for a new manager. But Stuart will know exactly, whenever any jobs come up here, well, we're talking about 50 candidates. So there are a lot of guys out of job just now, and sometimes I don't think you can be too picky. But if you can have the ability to hang about until the right job comes up, then why not? I see Alec McLeish is maybe going to Egypt. It just shows you, that sometimes these openings that you think you're going to get don't come up.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you made of your manager, Jim Duffy?
Oh, he's fantastic manager. I think he's really down-to-earth guy, and he'll tell you straight, which I like, really, because there's a lot of managers that can kind of won't tell you straight and try and brush it past, but if there's something that he sees, he'll tell you straight, and I really like that. And he brings the boys together well and gets everyone to play at the maximum, I think, like 100%. So he's a really good manager.
Yeah, what a game you've got this weekend. What a festive period you've got coming up for Morton.
Yeah, I know. We got obviously we got Hibs this Saturday, so that's a massive game home, and we'll be expecting a lot of fans to be there. Rangers then, obviously Ibrox. I think everyone will be looking forward to playing in that game. And then we got Wraith Rovers then, which are so close in the league. So we've got a really good few weeks coming up, and really excited to be playing in those games.
Yeah. Is there a particular player that's impressed you that you've played against that's caught your eye, Alec?
I think, I'm trying to think.
Boyd Cummins at Hibs?
Yeah, he's been with the Scottish 21s, hasn't he? And he's been putting the goals in. So it'll be interesting, because I haven't played Hibs yet, because I think I joined when they just played. so I missed it. So it'd be good to see, you know, what he's about and see what he does.
Yep, and of course you'll get a real test at the back end as well from Hibs, who've been playing real well. There's confidence in that side, Roughie.
Yeah, they'll go along there at the weekend. You're right, Alex, right. They'll bring a big crowd, which will make it a good atmosphere at Capello. I don't know if you've been there when there's a good attendance there.
Yeah, there's been awesome
it's a massive atmosphere. Be good.
Okay, we're going to talk Hearts and their two extensions to two of their players. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Gary Neville. We'll also get a little surprise from Alex Samuel for you on this programme next. Welcome back to Peter and Roughie's Football Show. Our Bootroom guest is Alex Samuel of Morton. He's on loan there, of course, a fully paid up member of Swansea, and of course a lot of pride when you get a chance to play for your hometown team. I suppose you supported them since you were a boy, Alec.
Yeah, since I can remember, I've always followed them. I can remember going to games against Kidderminster in League Two, and I was the actual mascot in the 2003 Hull game, which that was the game where if they lost they would have gone out of football completely. So I was the mascot for that. So then to grow up, and then I joined Swansea when I was 16 was a dream come true, you know. It's to play for your dream club, you can't get better than that.
Yeah, is it still the dream to be walking out there in the first team?
Obviously, that's obviously my ambition, obviously. But obviously I think my aim is just to get a good football career and see where it goes from there, really. Yeah,
well, fingers crossed. Let me get your thoughts, Roughie, on Anthony Stokes. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to work out that his days are numbered at Celtic. This suspension is just a long line of problems that he's had at the club in the last year.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I don't think he's got any grief with it at all. I think he's got to accept it. My main problem is, you know, the Chris Commons situation, the carry on in the Europa game. I don't think it was any worse than what Stokes did at the weekend. And as we know, when a player's in the fold, they don't tend to get the suspensions. They tend to get brushed over. He was actually brought back in and played on the Saturday with no, well, to my knowledge, no fine or anything. So it's a hard one to take, you know, but Stokes, you know, he's got a history, and you're right, it looks as if it's a way of getting him out of the club, and basically that's what it is. You know, it's a different scenario for Chris Commons, who they don't want to leave the club, you know. You let him off with it, and it's a strange one.
Well, I mean, that's the nature of the game. I think it's a long list of things that maybe have, you know, accelerated the process for Celtic to say enough is enough, Roughie, rather than looking at one incident. I mean, it's a tweet. Who cares? Yeah. He's a guy who wants to play. You know?
I mean, the Chris Commons situation, he comes off the park, he has a go at the manager, he goes into the dugout, then has a go at the assistant manager, and continual to do it. And yet they say, oh, well, it's great, we've got a guy here showing us that he really wants to pay for the club. Yeah. And the tweet that Stokes sent isn't right, but he's doing the same thing. Yeah. I'm fed up, I want to play. You know, why take me way up there and no play me? So for me, it's just the same kind of scenario, but one they want, the other they don't.
Yeah, well, he's at 27 years of age, Roughie. Cardiff City have already been sniffing about. I mean, I think if they can't get him out on loan, certainly they're going to try and get him out in January.
Yeah, I think they will get him out in January. I think he did not enough down in England, but I think there'll be clubs down there will know what they can do, and I'm sure if Celtic got a decent offer, they would let him go. I think they'd be sympathetic to get him off the books.
Yep, on the positive side for Celtic, the performances of Kieran Tierney have certainly caught the eye. John Collins reckons they've got a £5 million player on their hands, all a little bit flattering for the Celtic left back.
It's obviously a great compliment, doesn't come around often, so John's a same kind of player, left-footed, quite small and that, so he's a good person to look up to and a good person at training. He helps me a lot, so I'm happy with giving it.
Always get worried when when managers and assistants suggest you're a £5 million player. You know,
a young player like Ali, what you do is you then go into the door when you're negotiating your new contract and say, "Here, I'm a £5 million player. Could I have wages to go with that, please?"
yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, Alec hears the loud slamming of a door from Gary Monk as he's kicked out the door. But nevertheless, Tierney could save Celtic a fortune.
Certainly could. I mean, it's a position that's troubled him in Europe. I mean, as a Gary, I think has been a wonderful servant at the club. Every player goes through a bad time. He's obviously suffering for a wee bit of confidence, and I think he'll still be to use with Celtic. I think you could play him in a more forward role, but if the young boy's in there and he can hold it down, we keep hearing managers saying that, oh, you only can leave the young guys in for a wee while. I don't agree with that. You know, if you've got a young player in there and he's playing well, oozing a confidence, just let him go and let's let him get games.
Yep, and of course Hearts are now Jim and Igor Rossi.
Yeah, well, we know they want to strengthen, and they're keeping it pretty low key about setting targets. But I think now they've got the bit to go on and try and get that second place, and certainly to get into Europe is definitely where they want to be.
Yep. One other little thing I want to get your thoughts on, guys. Obviously, as Alec mentioned there, he wants to try and forge out a career. If it's at Swansea, absolutely magnificent. I'm sure you'll be inundated with season tickets from your family, all desperate to see you. But Jordan Moore has got such a dilemma now, Roughie. He just wanted to play football, wants to score goals. Dundee United have finally decided to let him go. He is a battler. We had him on the programme. He's fought back from cancer on 2 occasions. You know, we wish him well.
Yeah, I think everybody admires what he's went through. We saw it at the PFA Awards, everybody standing ovation. It's something that touched everybody in football. Fair credit to Dundee United, paying him up to the end of the year. They've told him exactly what the position is, and that means he can see what club he can get, and he's been at a few clubs on loan, so I'm sure one of these clubs will be interested in him because he's still got a future, you know, that he's still got something to offer, and it might just be the kickstart for him.
Yeah, as a young player, Alec, do you draw inspiration from stories like that?
Oh, definitely. When you hear a story, you know, to beat cancer twice and then to still be playing football and still what he loves doing is inspirational, you know, and it's fantastic that he keeps on going, and then he can be a role model for, you know, younger players like myself. Just to, whatever happens in life, just keep going and you can achieve it.
Yeah. As far as your dressing room is concerned, you will probably look at some of the people in that Morton dressing room and just maybe take a wee step back and wonder about them. Are there any jokers in that dressing room that leave you amused?
Yeah, I think it's obviously Pizzo. He's probably the biggest joker. He's just hilarious. There's a good banter in the team, I got to say, and we just have a laugh. Really, it's good.
Yeah, you can tell you need a good spirit, Roughie. I mean, that's what the game's all about. If you've got that good spirit, good banter, manager there who can guide the younger players as well. Are you surprised by Morton this season?
Yeah, I'm a wee bit. Yeah. We had Jim in, and obviously, I mean, every manager we've had in looks at the kind of team that he needs to be in the division that they're in, and he's brought some players in there with experience. He's obviously got youth, so I think Jim would be pleasantly surprised as well. But they've got something to go for. I think if they can get that 4th place, it'd be an amazing achievement.
Just give me your thoughts on one little note from the paper this morning, Roughie, that I caught. That certainly is your classic noise up. Mixer Patalainen has mentioned that United were so bad they didn't even have any tactics. I imagine Jackie McNamara will be thumping his head off a wall reading that headline. Yeah,
I'm sure in the next day or a couple of days Mix will come out and say he was picked up wrongly in that one. He's obviously had an interview and it's came out that way, but I don't think he'd really mean that. I mean, Jackie McNamara has always been very well organised teams, so I think it's one of these ones, you know, just letting the players know that I'm here now and this is the way we're going to do it.
Yeah, Alec, can't let you go without talking about Swansea. Are they going to stay in the Barclays Premier League?
Oh, definitely. I think the quality they have in the team and the strength in the team, that they'll definitely, and with Gary Monk as well as a manager, will bring up. They won't have any problems, I don't think. No problems.
Well, listen, fingers crossed. I'd like to see Swansea stay in the division. I feel like Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show, Roughie, because I know Alec likes to sing a song or two, and it would be great if we had a guitar here. If we had a guitar, it would be brilliant to hear you sing. Wow, Roughie, that's amazing.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence.
And it's got your initials on it. So if you could do the honours.
Yeah, sure, man.
What are you going to sing for us?
I'll sing probably Sweet Home Alabama. I think it's a classic, so.
It's good enough for us. It's right in our genre, Roughie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, awesome.
And I think the only thing left for me to say on Peter and Roughie's football show, Morton and Swansea's Alex Samuel. hey, Roughie, you got to be happy with that. Honestly, you get everything on this show. It's absolutely incredible. Alex Samuel, we wish you every success in the future.
Absolute pleasure to come on the show, so thank you very much.
Delighted to have Alec on. Let's hope he's got his shooting boots on for the weekend. I'm not meaning to offend any Hibs fans. Sweet Home Alabama to finish. Tomorrow, Roughie will sing AC/DC numbers and give you a recipe for quiche. That's what we've got in this programme. It's magnificent. Good night.